Everyone, Radhe Radhe. So I was just thinking we're going to do the last verse today of chapter 2. I think this is the second longest verse. This is not the longest verse. I'm not sure though. It's got 72 verses and on the last one today and we're going to be doing starting chapter 3 from tomorrow. So yeah, chapter 2 verse 72. I was thinking how possible it is sometimes for us to make huge, complete life changing decisions just in the moment. Like, why do we hold on to certain things that we have? Why do we hold on to a certain life that we have when we don't need to hold on to it? Like, why is it? Yeah, we just get caught up in it. Like, we just think that this is all we have. We just we limit ourselves so much because we think that there's no other possibility, but there is so much more possibility than we give ourselves permission for, or we allow even ourselves to think about. So anyways, I am thinking of potentially making huge massive life decisions, and I was like, why didn't I make this before, and why am I not, like, why is it not easy to, this is okay. Anyways, so let's do chapter 2 verse 72, which is the very last one. um, एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमोह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति. So, Esha Brahmi Sthitihi Partha. Esha, this Brahmi spiritual, Sthitihi situation, Partha, O son of Pritha, which is Arjun. So, O Arjun, this spiritual situation. Now, he's saying this spiritual situation, which he's talking about from verse, according to Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, from verse 70 and 71, when he's talking about Shanti, right? This spiritual situation of peace, Shanti. So, this spiritual situation, O Arjun, Nainam prapya vimohyati. Never this achieving one is bewildered. So never is one bewildered on achieving this. So this spiritual situation, once you've achieved the spiritual, that is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. Never will you be bewildered. Never is one bewildered on achieving this. स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि being situated in this asyam antakale at the end of life. Ant means end. Antakale at the end of life also. So if you're situated in this even at the end of life. So this is spoken a lot in the ISKCON world, but I didn't know that it was there in the Gita, and it's amazing to see that it's there in the Gita, that even if at the end of your life, even just in the last hour or last minute of your life, if you're thinking of God, if you're thinking of Krishna, and if you're chanting, or if you're like, if you're focused on God, then you will achieve Golok according to the ISKCON. Golok is the highest, like there are many different levels of heavens, and Golok is the highest level according to the ISKCON world, which is where Radha Krishna live. And so you can achieve Golok even if you're thinking of God. So this whole thing that we do about chanting and thinking of God and everything is to practice, so that when we're on our deathbed, when we're just about to die, moments before our death, we are thinking of God, so that we can achieve Golok, so that we can achieve Nirvana. So here he's saying that even at the end of life, Antakale, even at the end of life, Antakale api also, even at the end of life, if we're situated in this in this thing, which is the Brahmi Sthiti, right? If we're situated in this Brahmi Sthiti, which is Shanti, which he's going to talk more about the Bhakti, but so far he's talked more about the Shanti and, attaining God realization, but not in terms of him himself. So, except in one place, I think he did say that. Brahma Nirvanam Rechati. So Nirvana, is like moksha, right? Nirvana is like breaking free from the cycle of birth and death. So Brahma Nirvana, spiritual kingdom of God, we will be situated in the spiritual kingdom of God. According to probably Prabhupada, it will be Golok, and other people would say that the Advaita people would say different things. So Brahma Nirvana, the spiritual kingdom of God, Richati, one attains. So that is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. So yeah, so this one goes a little bit into a different possible thing, which I'm not going to go into, but you're welcome to read the Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's and Srila Prabhupada's interpretation on their website. It's a little bit of a stretch for me, so I'm not going to go there. So Brahman means God, and Brahmi Sthiti means state of God realization. The way he's translating here is state of God realization. And then Brahma Nirvana is liberation from Maya. So here he's saying Brahma Nirvana is spiritual kingdom of God, and Brahmi Sthiti is situation, spiritual situation. Here he's making it a little bit more precise, I would say. He's saying state of God realization, and then Brahma Nirvana, liberation from Maya. I think that's my understanding of Nirvana as well, liberation from Maya. So basically break free from the cycle of birth and death, which is moksha. Nirvana is the same as moksha. And so yeah, how do you get to moksha? Which place is the spiritual kingdom of God, which can be many different um, heavenly planets, and different people will have different things. I mean, the ISKCON people say that Golok is the highest, and I mean, because I am much more um, connected with Krishna than with others, I want to go to Golok, and because I feel that, I believe that. But yeah, I mean, whichever way you want to go, the point is to get away from material desires and go into spiritual desires, and fix our mind and fix our heart and fix our intellect and fix ourselves, our soul, as connect our souls. I mean, our souls are already eternally connected with God, but like connect our consciousness also with God, so that we can connect to our soul, which is then connected to God, and therefore we achieve nirvana or moksha. So yeah, and he explains it very well here. I really like Swami Mukundanand so much. The more I'm reading him, the more I'm liking him. So he's saying, so when the soul purifies the heart, which is the mind and the intellect are sometimes jointly referred to as the heart, God bestows, okay, here, his divine grace. He grants divine knowledge, divine bliss, divine love to the soul. All these are divine energies given by God to the soul. At the same time, he liberates the soul from the bondage of Maya, and he explains the different ways in which he liberates. So, Sanchit karmas, account of karmas of endless lifetimes are destroyed. Vidya, ignorance is destroyed. Influence of three gunas, the three mode of material things ceases, the tridoshas ceases, the panch kleshas, five defects of intellect are destroyed, panch koshas, five sheets are burned. From that point onward, the soul becomes free from the bondage of Maya. So then, when such a state of God realization is achieved, the soul is said to be Jivan Mukti, or liberated, even while residing in this body. And then finally, when we discard this body, we go to the supreme abode of God. Yeah. And once the soul attains God, it always remains in union with Him, and Maya can never overpower it again. It's so beautiful. Okay, I can't wait. I'm getting super excited. Like, this is chapter 2. I feel like it's just the beginning. I know people say this is the crux and this is all of it, this is the bulk, the most of it, and I just can't wait to get to the places where Krishna starts talking about himself, like me, like him being God and bhakti and all of that. I just can't wait for that. Like, that's probably chapter 10 or something, so that's a while, but that sounds amazing to me. It just sounds so good to me. But I'm so glad that I've gone through this. What would be ideal would be for me to go through like a chapter 2 overview, or just read through. Maybe I can just read through all the translations, the 72 translations, before I start chapter, or soon, like maybe just read through all the translations, chapter 1 to 70, verse 1 to 72. Verse 10 basically is where it starts, so like 62 verses, and kind of revise and remember. Okay, so we will do chapter 3 tomorrow. Wish you a very, very, very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.